So I would like to call Professor Dr. Ehsan Ali Saab to chair this session, and I would like to call Dr. Zubaida Yusuf to moderate this session.
Honorable Chief Guest, respectable teachers and participants, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the very first session of the conference, Heritage and Hospitality, Exploring Archaeological Tourism Prospects in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, organized by the Department of Archaeology, Tourism and Hotel Management, University of Peshawar. It is my privilege to serve as a moderator for this session. I am Dr. Zubaida Yusuf. I am serving in the Assistant Museum of Archaeology and Ethnology, University of Peshawar. Today we embark on a journey through the rich and diverse heritage of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, a region steeped in history and culture, from the ancient ruins of Indus and Anwar to the majestic forts and breathtaking landscapes. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is a treasure trove of archaeological sites and natural beauty waiting to be explored. So today's session will be chaired by Dr. Professor Ehsan Ali Saab. He is a renowned archaeologist, administrator, and researcher. He served on the key posts in the field of archaeology and cultural heritage. He has been the chair of the Archaeology Department, University of Peshawar, Director of the Directorate of Archaeology and Museums, Government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and the Vice Chancellor of the Hazara and Abdul Universities. His contribution in the field of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa archaeology and safeguarding cultural heritage are recognized worldwide. So today on this prestigious platform, we are also honored to have with us a distinguished panel of experts who will enlighten us of their knowledge and experience in the field of archaeology, tourism, and hospitality, and how to harness the potential of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa archaeological sites to attract tourism and promote sustainable development. So with the permission of Chair, I would like to introduce our speakers. We have on this panel Dr. Samia, Dr. Rifaat, Mr. Abdul Wahab and Dr. Shakirullah. So to begin our session, I would like to invite our first speaker, Dr. Samia. She has earned her PhD in archaeology from the University of Peshawar. She is currently serving as Assistant Controller of Examination, University of Chakwal. Despite her administrative post, she is an active archaeologist and striving to preserve the archaeological assets of Chakwal. She recently completed her project of digital reconstruction of Hindu and British period monuments in district Chakwal, funded by CCSI. So today, Dr. Samia is presenting her work on the digital reconstruction of British period monuments in district Chakwal, Punjab, Pakistan. So please warmly welcome Dr. Samia. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin wa alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good morning, all dignitaries, respected teachers, dear students, and my colleagues. With great joy and immense exaltation. Myself, Samia Anwar, and I feel really elated to be here today. I'm particularly thankful to Dr. Shakirullah, Chairman, Department of Archaeology, University of Peshawar, for giving me this opportunity to present our work here, to present my university, University of Chakwal, and my beautiful city, district Chakwal. And I'm particularly thankful to him for giving me an opportunity to be among the galaxy of my mentors and the teacher. I can see Professor Dr. Abdul, Professor Dr. Saif, Professor Dr. Farooq Sawadi, Professor Dr. Naeem Khan, Vice Chancellor, University of Peshawar, Professor Dr. Naeem Qazi, and the senior archaeologists like Dr. Ehsan Ali. And today, people usually express their happiness by saying that I am on cloud 9, but after seeing my teachers and feeling like being on cloud 90 today. Once again, thank you very much to the organizers of this beautiful conference. Today's presentation is about digital reconstruction of historic monuments in district Chakwal for sustainable tourism.
Well, this Chakwal is located in northern Punjab in the vicinity of the world's second largest salt mine, and it was carved out of three adjoining districts, Atil, Jhelum and Peshawar. This Chakwal has many claims to fame: its natural beauty, its religious profile, its social and martial status, its minerals, mines, lakes, olives, its unique culture, its archaeological and archaeological assets, and all these points make this city an appropriate place for archaeological heritage and natural tourism as well. So what is the perspective or the object behind initiating this project of digitization in district Chakwal? I can go through lengthy details, but instead of going through the verbosity, let's go through some visual to understand this point. This is a landmark building of a school in district Chakwal. It was built by Sardar Jeet Singh and his three brothers in the loving memory of their teacher Munshi San Singh, and at that time that school was known as San Singh Khalsa High School Chakwal, and many renowned personalities of district got their education from this school. And after independence, the founder of that school were forced to migrate to India, and after settling in New Delhi, the first thing they did was to establish a San Singh Khalsa High School, New Delhi, Chakwal. And that school is still active in Lajpat Nagar in India. But what happened to that landmark building of school in district Chakwal? Due to negligence of authorities, that building was not conserved on time, and finally it was demolished. And this sent a huge wave of shock, not among the local community, but to the heirs of that building across the border. Then these are some other visuals of the misuse, encroachment, and abuse of the temples. And then these are some sites of neglect and weather condition. And then secular buildings are also facing these conditions. To cope up with this, this situation, University of Chakwal approached the local community and then communicated with these stakeholders, as we, University of Chakwal, believe in collaboration of industry and academia, and we discussed these issues on different platforms, and finally with the collaboration of Chakwal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and with the journal financial support of Mr. Khaziapur, who is a founder of Chakwal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we initiated the first the project of digital reconstruction of historic monuments in district Chakwal, Pakistan. So this is a Google map showing three monuments. Initially, we selected three monuments. One is a Hindu temple from the Hindu Shaya period, and then toward the secular building from the British period, which we selected for digital reconstruction. A multidisciplinary team consisted of the archaeologists, architects, and the tourism experts were formed to initiate this project of digitization. So what were the techniques? The project team visited, and surveyed the selected site, and then we documented the existing features. We prepared the sketches for onward process and documentation, planned the scale drawings of plan, and the elevation were formed. And after completing the survey, on the basis of the sketches and drawing documentation of the monuments were done by using the latest software like Archicad, AutoCAD, Rifaat, Google SketchUp, and photogrammetry. So the first building which was selected is a Mulot temple. This temple is located in Mulot village of district Chakwal. It is located on a hilltop, and it was built by Jinjua chieftain Rajamal in 980 CE. And Jinjuas were warrior tribes. They were always in a state of agitation with invaders who passed through this area to attack on Delhi. That's why Jinjuas built a fort over there for defensive purposes. But with the passage of time, that fort is erased on the debris of the wall of that fort is left. But this temple, in much depleted condition, is still. They are talking about the grandeur of that time period. However, this temple is very unique if we consider its architecture, which is compared to the Kashmiri style of architecture, and red sandstone is used in this temple, which is a specification of this temple in Saltridge, which you probably won't find in any other temple in Saltridge. So here you can also see a argument which is also a specified feature of this temple. But as you see the condition of this temple and incongruent cupola at the top and the deteriorated condition, it was really difficult for us to figure out the superstructure of this temple, and moreover this incongruent cupola at the top, which was introduced during the Sikh period to protect the monument from the seepage of rain. So it was making us think much harder to digitally reconstruct it. But on the basis of the existing structures, the walls, the arches, and the trefoil arches, we speculated that this building must have a pre-medieval superstructure. Then we have archaeologists like Sir Alexander Cunningham, who suggested the pre-medieval superstructure, the shaper of this building. Then there were some other archaeologists who just had an opinion, like the Jehadal, then the Eastin, Ekumaraswamy, and they suggested that this temple must have pen to top. But finally, Michael Master, on the basis of the architecture, suggested that this temple could be compared with the Pandarkhan temple in Kashmir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. It was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you very much, sir.
Our next speaker, Dr. Rifaat, with a strong background in art and history. Dr. Rifaat is the chairperson of Finance Department and Associate Professor at the Lahore College for Women, University, Lahore. She is an art historian, studio practitioner, expert in cultural studies, and is the author of many research papers and has curated several art exhibitions. So I'm pleased to invite Dr. Rifaat to share her thoughts on bringing together people with a concern for the European cemeteries, Gorra, Qabirstan, isolated graves and monuments. Please welcome her.
Dr. Yusuf, my starlets, my mentors, my teachers, very respected scholars, archaeologists, dear audience, dear students, Assalamu alaikum to all. Also, I want to extend my warm greetings to the very respected, worthy Vice Chancellor of the University of Peshawar, Professor Dr. Naeem Qazi Sahab, and Dr. Shakirullah for arranging and conducting such a marvelous conference at this beautiful place. I also want to appreciate all those people, all those teams, all those collaborative partners who have been embedded their efforts to promote tourism, art, culture, heritage of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Pakistan, who are playing their very importance of Christian graveyards in the many cities of Pakistan, notably Karachi, northern Pakistan, Khyber Pass, Peshawar, Murree, Punjab, and South Punjab. For in almost every case, the Christian cemeteries has long history that dates back to the British colonial period. Most of the Christian cemeteries are open for burials, but few are now the part of history and even are not easily accessible to common public without prior permission from appropriate authorities. Although there are numerous Christian graveyards in the city of Lahore, and some even share the boundaries with the Muslim graveyards, but those which exclusively accepted the European funerals are very few. The noteworthy among these are few and underlined below that will be the focus of our study for the present study. So a few are the notably very famous Gorra Qabirstan in Lahore. One is in Ravi Road, the other is on Jade Road. But besides above, there are few other Gorra Qabirstan in some cities such as the famous Gorra Qabirstan near Begum Ki Sarai at Attak, one in Laya and in the city of Sialkot, etc. Similarly, there are some isolated places where obelisks have been constructed along with graves and without graves in memory of fallen European soldiers, such as many memorials and some graves at Chiniawala near Gujarat, an obelisk in the fort of Multan, some graves of European soldiers near Ranjit Singh Baragali on the left bank of Chenab River, near Rasulnagar, district Wazirabad, some isolated but unidentified Christian graves in the Salt Range. So this and in the district Chakwal. And a rave of European wife of one of the wives of the rulers of the former Bahawalpur state of the complex of Shahi, Qabirstan in the Rawalpur, and many others. During this short time at my disposal, it is not possible to discuss all these monuments and the personalities buried therein. This is why I will confine my paper to the evidence of Christian graves, whether in groups or isolated, that traceable today in different cities of Pakistan. Through a quick survey, I will try to identify the eminent Christian personalities, European or local, such as Justice Cornelius, Princess Bamba, she was the granddaughter of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and will try to know what significance they hold in the history of British rule in the history of Punjab. So we will also try, as team, we will also try to discuss the imminent danger to their very existence, to what dangers, cemeteries, to dangers being occurring to these cemeteries and isolated Christian monuments are facing due to the inadequate care of the part of the government of Pakistan, the Evacuate Trust, and the Christian community in general. Next, please. So I want to say that the national heritage in Pakistan is facing a serious decline. Most of the architectural and cultural heritage is partially ignored and neglected. As a result, most of the built heritage is out of sight now. Most significant among them are the Christian graveyards and the war memorials built during the British period in present-day Punjab. The glory of these memorials is gradually fading away due to the targeted religious intolerance from certain quarters for last few decades, and the entry of the Christian graveyards, particularly in Lahore, is not easily approachable. Alongside working to preserve British period graveyards and maintain the record of tombstone inscriptions, will be helpful to record the features of British public culture during the late 20th century. This article will examine the present condition of Gorra Qabirstan built during the British period situated in the different cities of Pakistan. The scope of the study can be extended after a thorough visit to these few cemeteries, and on its visit one may not witness the nostalgic views of British period cemeteries, which have been once well-carved cenotaphs, tombs with pertinent epitaphs, memorial inscriptions, memorial obelisks, tombstone inscriptions may be all lost forever. Lest we forget, the pictorial documentation of these graveyards may help to extend the research and exploration of the history of Christian graveyard in Pakistan. Colonial area Christian graveyards serve not only as the burial places for the Christians, but its history may unfold the British public culture set during the colonization in present-day Pakistan. So this is what actually I want to extend my wish or desire towards the young archaeologists and art historians. This is what is the main aim, and it is being followed up just with the few to maintain and take care of the thousands of headstones, cenotaphs, memorials at the Gorra Qabristan, which is known as the British era cemetery in Pakistan. The other aim is to engage and inform the people to preserve the history of funerary art for the future generation, to keep the memories alive of those who died and buried in present-day Pakistan during the British Raj period. Each grave or memorial and its inscription need to be taken best care. To ensure, the other aim is, or objective is, to ensure that no more damage will take place in future. And to support the idea of preservation of Gorra Qabristan, it's important to align Government of Pakistan with international organizations and many of the international conservation societies to work together. Engaging and inspiring people across the country and outside is another objective of this study. Fetching up the collaboration, supporters, donors and researchers across the world, we may be able to reach all the British area Christian cemetery which has been established during the 18th and 19th century. It will help us to discover more about the theme of promotion of heritage and hospitality, exploring archaeological and tourism prospects in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and in Pakistan. So international collaborative partners will be proposed and be invited for enhancing cooperation across the world. The mission is simple and important but not impossible. The prospects are, as I have mentioned, that with the help of generous supporters, volunteers and fundraisers, we can engage thousands of people through our innovative projects, providing opportunities to explore the legacy of the people, architecture and heritage of the land within the boundaries in the Gorra Qabirstan. Our projects, if proposed by the young scholars, it can encourage participation from a wide range of individuals, communities and partners, and we can actively involve young people, researchers through our work with schools, colleges, universities and a variety of youth groups. We aim to inspire people and families of the souls buried in this soil. Through this activity, we can connect with them to learn more about the interested families who may want to visit Pakistan and increase their understanding and appreciation in the relevance of our role, both today and for the future. The passionate people who already had written and researched about British.
I am thankful to the organizers, particularly Professor Dr. Abdul, who arranged this conference in a very short time and provide us, especially provide me the opportunity to present a paper for the very first time. My presentation title is Tracing British Legacy in Khyber District, Study of Ali Masjid Fort. Also, it is a general map of the route of Khyber route, and Ali Masjid Fort is lying here. Ali Masjid Fort, it is generally accepted that it was constructed in 1990 and it is located in Khyber district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It is lying on Peshawar road, some 15 kilometers from Jaf road, and as one way to Ali Masjid, there goes another road which leads to the Valley at a distance of about 2 hours. And this road is also in fair condition and having steep ascents. And the fort is located at some 600 feet from the road. So this is a photograph of the route, and here Ali Masjid Fort is located, and this is left Ali Masjid, and this is the road, Peshawar road. Now it is 2 lane. The one is recently constructed, and it is Ali Masjid street. So as we cross Ali Masjid mosque, one has to cross this small bridge and then go to this way and reach Ali Masjid fort. Okay, so why this fort is named Ali Masjid? It is due to a small mosque which is constructed over there, named Ali Masjid. And there is no literature, no record about the name of the mosque, but there are few traditions, and we have to rely on this tradition only. So it is said that Hazrat Ali, the cousin of the Prophet Muhammad, came here and he constructed this mosque. That is why it is called Ali Masjid mosque. And from this, the whole region is known as Ali Masjid. The whole village is known as Ali Masjid, and everything situated there is called now Ali Masjid. Whether it is a stupa or bazaar or mountains or stream, all of them are named as Ali Masjid. There is another statement. Muhammad Shafi was former political agent of Khyber, and he has written a book on Khyber, and he says that when the Muslims occupied this region in 10th century under the leadership of Subukti, so he appointed a governor for this area named Abu Ali. So he might have constructed this mosque, and the mosque was named after him as Ali Mosque. With the passage of time, the people forgot the name of Abu Ali, and Hazrat Ali was well known to the whole in the entire Muslims. So that is why they call it as Ali Masjid. In Ali Masjid Fort, there is a stupa. Okay, so this paper is based on three sources. One is secondary sources, one is personal observation, and the third is archival records. So Ali Masjid Fort has been described by various travelers and historians, and the first who mentioned Ali Masjid Fort was Prof and Rebeck. They visited this area in 1820s, and they found some traces of ancient fort. After this, Mills visited this area in the late years of 19th century, and he described this fort as a very rough and poor old fort. And there's a stupa as well, which was excavated by Sir John Marshall in 1870s. But after that, with the passage of time, it was subject to human vandalism, and till recent past, we have no traces of that. But fortunately, the Directorate of Archaeology Museum KP conducted a small-scale excavation, and they exposed some part of this stupa. Historical events and conflicts which have occurred in Ali Masjid Fort. So the Ali Masjid Fort has always played an important role in strategic in strategic situations, and it has always played an important role in all three wars fought among the British and the Afghans. But the most important was that of Second Anglo-Afghan War. So I will skip some. Okay, the architecture of Ali Masjid Fort. Currently, the architecture, the layout is comprised of three buildings in this Ali Masjid Fort. One to the east, other to the west, and the other to the side. The east and south are adjacent to each other, and the western wall is separate. And all of them are irregular in shape, and it seems that the architect have utilized the natural contours of the landscape to use this for the defensive purpose. The material being used is, the main material is stone. And why stone is used here? So stone is available there, easily available there, and it is a very strong defensive tool, and it is also seamless. So that is why the architect have choose this to use it as a main building material. The other thing is brick, which is known as choka. This choka brick was introduced by the Mughals and continued by Duranis, and later the British, and still even today we use this, but in a very stylized form. And the one used in Ali Masjid is in a very stylized form, and it is also a very durable and weather-resistant tool. So that is why the roof and ceiling of the Ali Masjid Fort is considered of brick. Apart from this, wood is also being used. And wood is a flexible tool. It is very useful in earthquakes. That is why wood is also used in Ali Masjid. And iron is also used. Wooden windows and some observation posts are built of this. And some arch slits are made of iron. These are some glimpses of the fort. This is the eastern one, the interior of the eastern one, and this fort contained a residency of the British officer. So this was a place where when he wanted to get some sunlight and some fresh air, so he used to sit here and can have a view of the road. And this is a southern fort, and this one is western fort. And this is an example of wood and brick being used in the roof. Okay, this is another example of the wood used in floor, and this is iron, and this is arch shooter, and this is how they observe the route from the arch shooters and the windows. And this is murder hole, and there are two pickets. One is known as Biryana picket, goose picket, and it is no more functional. And in between this goes the road to Tiraveli, and there is also a crawling wall in between the two pickets. Apart from this, there is a hospital, underground hospital, which is the most important feature of Ali Masjid. And it was built much later than the fort in 1942. And the design of the hospital is in the shape of English alphabet E. There are three entrances to the hospital, one each at each arm of the alphabet E. The main entrance in the center, and it is on some height of about some 40 feet, and one has to go downstairs 40 feet to reach the floor. This is a map of Ali Masjid Hospital. This is the main entrance, and these are some rooms which include operation theaters and scrubs and recovery rooms, and these are some other rooms which contain doctors' offices. And this is another entrance, and this is another entrance. So the two entrances are closed now, and the only functional entrance is the eastern one, the central one. Okay, built in 1942. This is the entrance. These are glimpses of stairs, and this is reception. This is northwestern wing, and this is the lift arm of alphabet E. Okay, so archival records. The archival record says that it is generally believed that it was constructed in 1890, but in 1897 an uprising broke out, though it was mainly in Swat and Malacca division, but it also affected Khyber Valley as well. So in that outbreak, the Afridis attacked the British post and force, and one of them was Ali Masjid, and it is evident by this telegram which was sent from Commissioner of Peshawar to Punjab, and it says that a spoil of Khyber rifle who has returned to Jamrod this afternoon from Ali Masjid report that the Ali Masjid
Probably there are some changes by the administrators. There is one paper left, and the time is already very late, so I think we are directed to include the last paper also, which was supposed to be a project. Where is Shakirullah? And so you are requested to be.
I'm here, but no
If
issue.
you are here, you should be brief with us. Please.
Our final speaker is Dr. Shakirullah Khan Sahab. He has an dynamic academic and field-related career. Dr. Shakir is serving as professor in the Archaeology department and as head of the site department. Dr. Shakir is engaged in extensive research work and scientific archaeological excavation, and he has a deep insight of Muslim period archaeology. Today we are honored to have him among our working presenters. So I want my thanks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. With permission of chair and audience and my professor, today the presentation is just part of our ongoing project, and we are the partner of the project. This is a collective paper and presentation by me, Dr. Abdul, Professor Young, and Dr. Paul. In this, I am presenting on behalf of the entire team. Before my presentation, just I acknowledge the project sponsors, ETC and British Council, and the campus organizer, just to provide us this opportunity to present some new researches today. The topic is the British period forts in district Abbottabad, a reflection of British military occupation in the area. The district Abbottabad Abbottabad is located in the foothills of the Himalayas, has long been recognized for its strategic importance, especially during the British colonial period. The region terrain, coupled with the proximity to the political northern frontiers, made it a focal point for British military and administrative efforts in the 19th and early 20th centuries to consolidate their control over the region and secure key routes to the northern territories. The British established several ports in Abbottabad. These ports not only served as military outposts but also as symbols of British authority designed to enforce colonial rule and suppress local resistance. The archaeological exploration by the Department of Archaeology, Hazara University, Mansehra, under the joint venture with the Directorate of Archaeology and Museum Government of Khyber, Pakhtunkhwa, Leicester University, UK, under the PATH UK Education Gateway program funding of British Council and Higher Education Commission of Pakistan is in progress for the documentation of British period archaeology and heritage of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, Pakistan. About 210 British period monuments have been documented so far in the district Abbottabad of Hazara region of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Of these 210, many forts have been demolished and occupied by the present administrative authorities in the district. The British arrival in the region of Abbottabad is closely linked to their border military and administrative expansion into the northern territories of the British India during the 19th century. The British East India Company began consolidating its control over the northern frontier of India following the First Anglo-Sikh War. The Treaty of Lahore 1846 and the subsequent annexation of the Punjab region brought territories like Hazara, where Abbottabad is located, under the British control. Abbottabad was found in 1853 by Major James Abbott, who was the first Deputy Commissioner of Hazara. He selected the site for its strategic location, temperature, climate, and scenic surrounding. The town was named after him in recognition of his role in its establishment. Abbottabad quickly became a key military outpost due to its location near the borders with Afghanistan and the tribal areas. The British recognized the region's strategic value for monitoring and controlling across the Khyber Pass and the northern frontier. The map is showing the entire Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. This is the map is developed under this project, showing the location and formation of the British period sites and monuments in the entire Hazara region. And we are discussing either marked with just in Abbottabad, where it's in the now you see the many sites, and it was marked the ports with the blue. Next. During the British period, several ports were constructed in and around Abbottabad to serve military and administrative and strategic purposes. These ports were vital to the British Empire's control over the region and played a significant role in maintaining security and order. Here are some of the major ports in Abbottabad. It's Shirwan Port, Trandiani Port, Nada Port, Havelia, Nathia Gali Port, Abbottabad Cantonment, Fortification, just look a port, and Bakor Port near Muzaffarabad to look over the road to Kashmir, to connect Kashmir. This is the Sherwan Port. The building is no more there. It is totally demolished after the earthquake, and this was the early picture of that port, which was reused by the police department till its demolition. Then we have the Trandiani Port. The Trandiani Port was also in very dilapidated condition when we document it, but very recently it's also demolished, and now it's under the control of the Pakistan Air Force. Just they developed a small base there. Then we have Nada Port at Havelia. This is a very good condition, and now in the occupation of the police department, a police station and the sub-divisional headquarters is established there. We have the Abbottabad Cantonment fortification that was just now also in the literature, not still surviving, but still the place is there and without any building. Then we have the Bakor Port, which was established by the Britishers to overview the road connecting Muzaffarabad, the present Pakistani Kashmir, with the northern areas, especially Abbottabad and Hazara. Still is in very dilapidated condition, and a small portion was occupied by the police department there. The strategic importance of Abbottabad for the British Empire, this geographic location, gateway to the northern frontier. Abbottabad is situated in the Hazara region, which lies at the foothills of the Himalayas and serves as a gateway to the northern tribal areas and the mountainous region bordering Afghanistan. This location made it an ideal base for the British to monitor and control access to the strategic Khyber Pass and other critical routes leading into Central Asia. Natural defense, the surrounding hills and valleys provided natural defense, making Abbottabad a secure.
Insightful presentation. And now we wrap up our session with the final comments from the chair. And at the end of the session, the sheet distribution ceremony will be held.
Very quickly, I open it again. If there is any question from Dr. Shakirullah, maybe Dr. Rifaat, anybody else? Everyone happy with Dr. Shakirullah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Kadar birazdan sokulasın ya.
Muhtar işte. Very quickly, Dr. Samia, she talked in detail, she's sitting in the audience somewhere now. But she talked about digital reconstruction of the monuments of the British period at Chakwal area, the surrounding area, which consists varieties of different buildings, both natural and artificial, some schools and some temples. I'll appreciate if she can write a proposal on this and share it with the Department of Archaeology, University of Peshawar, and Hazara University. And this technique is implemented by the University of Peshawar and Hazara Universities both together with the help of Dr. Saima, which to me, many buildings which we have seen in the province are going down, and some of them are in a better condition to be documented today, but others are either destroyed by, it includes also the Buddhist period. I'm talking about the general documentation now.
Yes, sir.
Taking up your contribution. If we go to digitization, it will be a very good contribution to the field of archaeology and cultural heritage. And I would request you that this should go as a resolution, that this documentation should be taken up by the universities of Peshawar. At least I recommend to the Vice Chancellor. I know I have checked your kitty yesterday, that you have got day before yesterday to be correct. You have got a little amount of money which may not be sufficient to allocate something from there to the archaeology department, but hopefully, as you said, that the money is in the pipeline, so if you can allocate a little amount of money, which to the university will be little amount of money, but to the department, it will serve the purpose of documentation of sites. But normally we are taking photographs and using the old techniques, but this new technique Dr. Saima has shared with us. I know that there are some documentations carried out by the department, but not up to this extent, so it will be appreciated if such work is done in collaboration with the University of Peshawar. Thank you very much, Dr. Sir. It was a wonderful presentation. The second speaker sitting to my left is Dr. Rifaat. He has grown up in our presence during the last 20-25 years. And the daughter of Dr. Saif is a very, very well-known archaeologist of this era. And I think he is probably the senior most among all of us, others like Professor Durrani and Farid Khan and Saif and others are no more with us. But Dr. Saif, he also contributed to the archaeology in Haripur area. He excavated for a couple of years, I think, with Professor Durrani. In addition to his own job in Lahore Museum and Archaeology Department of Government of Punjab. But today I have noted with happiness that his daughter has reached to a very high level. She's chairing the finance department and she's still contributing in the documentation and the recording of the. It is very difficult when you are in the chair. It is difficult to go to the field and to document things and the topic she has selected is of course very difficult topic, because our culture is that we don't go to our own cemeteries, our own parents. I have seen in the international world that when you go in Cambridge and London to the British cemeteries, I hope you have visited or you better visit them. They are like gardens. Nasim Saab, maybe you have seen all these things. So, in Cambridge there is a cemetery. When you enter there, it will look like a garden. Everybody is visiting the grave of the parents, grandfathers and grandmothers, etc. And they are growing beautiful flowers around it. So it will give you a look of a beautiful garden. In Pakistan, I have seen a few British cemeteries. Unfortunately, the Gorra Qabirstan is only known for Gorra Qabirstan. The rest, it's always large. It's very little attention is paid to it. Thanks to Hazara University, which has initiated a documentation project on the archaeology of the British period. We will twist this topic towards Hazara University because there is already an ongoing project.
Sure.
So if this proposal comes for the documentation with the help of Dr. Samia, digitization, which is quick and better. So if you can use that and you have got the support of the British government also, this resolution should go to the relevant places, to the Archaeology Department, University of Peshawar, to be initiated, and to the Archaeology Directorate. I wish that Dr. Samad was here. I don't know why you were not able to.
He is abroad, sir.
He is abroad, but I mean his staff is no more.
They are here, sir.
They are here.
Two or three people are here.
Okay. So they should be taken into confidence. It is a very, very important topic, and I think we have not paid attention yet on the Directorate of Archaeology side. One or two things, Dr. Rifaat, to be brought into your notice that we have tried one or two buildings that, like in Abbottabad, we preserved a building, the town hall of Abbottabad. It was built by the British government, and we have made a museum in there. So the purpose was to preserve it. The second is probably the Commissioner House. They have not taken it over, but they have declared it as a monument. My second point in this will be that the important buildings of the British period, coming from the survey of Hazara University, which Dr. Shakirullah pointed out, there may be some buildings which are in a better shape, particularly in Abbottabad and Peshawar, and one or two in Diri Khan, and I have seen in Chatral a few buildings which are in a very good condition. Here I am talking about the British period commissioner houses and the deputy commissioner house. We visited one or two in Diri Khan. If the resolution goes to them that at least they should be enlisted as the provincial heritage under the Antiquity Act, so that these, as you pointed out, that there are many who are interfered by the local people, nobody bothers about that, so that the preserved monuments will be taken up, and then those which are not yet documented should be documented both with photographs, and you have done this documentation mostly through photographs, and if we can publish not only the catalogs of these monuments and sites. You may be writing papers on that, that is a separate thing. But if you have documented some good buildings, so please publish the catalog of British period monuments in Abbottabad, begin with that. And this will be, as somebody, you point out the heritage, Pakistan heritage, how many volumes you published till now?
Sir, Pakistan Heritage we published yearly, but now we twist just with the you are just putting this idea before we publishing all these surveys, just before me to take over the department as paper in the Pakistan Heritage. But as I take over, we publishing in other just a separate monograph for each survey of each district, and for this project also we have the money for the publication to be published a separate monograph of the British period monuments and sites, not only in Hazara but the entire KP. Just we have joint project with the Directorate of Archaeology and Museum. This one.
So it will be good to publish the catalogs of monuments and these forts or whatever the British period you are talking about. So thank you very much for bringing to light some of them are. We have it's very good for common man to see what type of culture the British had. One monument is here in Abdul. It is still standing, but it is unfortunately the rocks are taken away. There was a protest by the British government for that. There is a monument standing on the old GT Road. Nicholson Memorial. If you are taking the bottom of it, it will come down, and so nobody bothers about it. It's a very big contribution, but it seems to be documented. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm sorry to comment, but there is very little. We were discussing Punjab, but in our province also, there is very, growing attitude of archaeologists towards documentation, but there is very little done by the government towards preservation and taking over the monuments on the list of national heritage. So we need to force the Directorate of Archaeology and Museum to at least to document it, to enlist it, and to ask the government to preserve those parts which can be preserved. It needs a lot of money.
Okay. Now I would like to call Professor Dr. Rifaat Saif.
Bharat bhi aage nahi hai. Wait.
Take care of that.
Okay.
Dr. Saif, आपको भी मुबारक. A great honor for us. And it's a great honor कि आपने इन लोगों को ट्रेन किया और इस लेवल तक पहुंचा. ये बड़ी बात है.
Now I would like to call Mr. Abdul Wahab. Please come and receive your shield.
Okay.
Now I would like to call Professor Dr. Shakirullah.
Okay, done.
Now I would like to call Professor Dr. Muhammad Naeem Qazi Sahab to present sheet to Dr. Ehsan Ali.